Valor Mortis' combat gave me two completely different impressions. And honestly, I wasn't expecting that. After playing Chapter 1, I came away thinking the combat relied a little too heavily on parries. Against the first boss, parries felt almost mandatory. Breaking posture felt like the fastest way to deal meaningful damage, and it left me wondering whether the rest of the game would be built around that idea. Then I played Chapter 7, and suddenly that assumption started to fall apart. The demo dropped me into Chapter 7 with new weapons, new abilities, and even more options to work with. Chapter 1 already gave me the other tools to experiment with, but in Chapter 7, it felt like those options mattered a lot more. Instead of constantly looking for parry opportunities, I found myself mixing abilities, changing my approach, and relying on different parts of the combat system. The Chapter 7 boss was what really changed my perspective. Parries were still useful, but they weren't as necessary. I only broke his posture twice during the entire fight. Everything else came from using the tools the game had given me. Instead of waiting for a parry opportunity, I found myself switching between abilities, positioning differently, and approaching encounters in multiple ways. And by the end of it, I realized something. My initial concern wasn't necessarily the combat itself. It was whether Chapter 1 was representative of the wider experience. After playing Chapter 7, I am no longer convinced the combat revolves around parries in the way I originally thought. Instead, it feels like parries are one tool among many. And that's a very different impression to walk away with. Now, this is still only a demo. I have no idea how the rest of the bosses will play when the full game releases. But after playing both the chapters, I'm a lot more confident in Valor Mortis' combat than I was when I first finished Chapter 1.